So, greetings to all the viewers. Today, in this employability podcast, we have Mr. Paras Agnihotri. And before I tell you that why we are here with in a podcast with him, I would like Paras to give a quick introduction.
So hello everyone. My name is Paras Agnihotri. Currently, I'm pursuing my BBA LLB from UPS Dehradun, and I've chosen a course as corporate law. And currently, I've been got placed at AZB Partners in Noida office.
So I hope the audience have got the answer that why we are here with him to know his secret sauce of success. So AZB and Partners is one of such firm which I can definitely say is a dream of every, if not every, of a lot of law students who wish to work in organizations like this. So we will try to dive deeper into the experiences of Paras and try to understand that what it actually takes to land up at such good places. So Paras, in a nutshell, would you like to tell us about your journey of law school? You are about to complete your course now.
Sure. So as I've already mentioned, that I was doing BBA LLB in corporate law. Throughout the course of 4 years, I have interned at Shadur Merchant Mangaldas, Khaitan and Co. And similarly other place law firm, majorly in a area of PVC and general corporate. I've also done some of the moot court competitions and also been a part of some of the committees. And majorly, I have to summarize my journey of my law school. It has been fabulous, fantastic. My friend circle was great. I have also spent a lot of time being around with people, going to good places, and I also love to be a part of a place where I can just wander and love to be around good places. That's all.
Since you have mentioned uh, great names even for your internship as well. So was this through some references? Are you a second or third generation lawyer, or the story is something else?
So let me tell you my story, how things are. When my father is a police officer, he actually wanted me to pursue criminal litigation. And I chose a different pattern altogether, that I wanted to go towards a corporate law kind of a setup. And if you say, the second part of question would be that whether I've got through my internships through reference or not at all. What all things I've just got through is my luck, uh, my hard work, whatever I've done throughout the college, and the career services, or what the placement cell have given me an opportunity. All those I have got as.
So a popular myth has been busted. Paras has done his internship at top places and eventually landed up at a really good place to begin his career with. And these are not because of references, right? This is a common question that a lot of law students have, that to land up in a good internship, they need a really strong reference, or they are required to be a third or second generation lawyer. This is not the case. He's a first generation lawyer. His family is into other professions, but still he has done it. And he's very humble to say it that it is because of luck. We have closely observed his journey. It's not luck, it's his merit, it's his those efforts and the work that he has put behind to crack these kind of internships and now this kind of placement opportunity. Paras, how was your average day at the law school like? Uh, just generally your routine when you are visiting campus, how does it goes?
So before my placement, now the schedule has been changed. But before I got placed, things were like that. I used to attend the classes, sit for library till 8. I used to, apart from my curricular activities, academic activities, I used to look more forward to learning from commentaries and articles that were there in internet. The main intent was to get the basic crux of how things pan out for a law student, not just to get for academic scores. So my time duration for studies were more, because I used to give 4 or 5 hours after my academics classes to my own personal growth and learning. Apart from that, I'm a kind of person, not even for a single day in 365 days, wherever I've been campus, I've spent at least 1 to 2 hours with my friends, chilling around with them. So that is kind of thing that has given me kind of a thruster to come for the next day and enjoy my life with learning as well as my professional studies.
Till the time there is no element of fun, you won't be able to continue with your journey. But it's a point to be highlighted that he uses the library, he uses the reading room. So to become a leader, also it is said that you have to be a very good reader to become a leader. right? This is a rhyme. Readers are great leaders. So those who are skipping on the reading part or opting for shortcuts, there is an example who invests a lot of time in reading and doing a lot of research. So Paras, what is your take on short notes, summary to clear the exam versus going through the entire literature, bare acts? Which path did you choose and what you feel is more appropriate?
I think this is a question that needs to be addressed at the scale for all those students who are there studying law. I personally believe that once you're done with your academics through your scheduled classes, it's better for you to go through the bare acts first. You just need to go through bare acts, understand what is the provision, what is the rationale, why the legislature or why the person who wants to put this section has this view that why say this section should be there. So it gets a more clarity on a clarity picture that why things have to be written in this way. Apart from that, if you are done with the basics of reading the bare acts sections, I think you should refer to commentaries rather than referring to videos that are present on lectures, because it will not give you an opportunity to explore apart from that the regime what the person has told, what the mindset which he has, you will adapt through the mindset which all the others will grab the same way. So my take is that once I'm reading any commentary or any book on Companies Act, FEMA, whatsoever it may be, it has to be done on my narrative rather than building upon somebody else's narrative that this is only possible through this route, rather than us exploring all the other options which your mind says is also possible. So if you are not referring commentaries, you're not reading articles present on website, you're not building upon those things, just reading lectures, short notes will only give the narrative of other person what his capability was rather than building on your development and what your skills were. I think it's more important to build on your paths rather than following somebody else's path.
I am very thankful that you said this because we see a lot of student is having they are having a very limited view of a particular concept because they are relying on a very short reel or maybe a short video, but that's not the way you develop your intellect into a new subject. Law is something that is completely new to someone who steps out of the school and opts to choose this as the career path. Please go through the entire bare acts, read commentaries as he have told. Going through the videos may help you in clearing your college exams, but we will further ask him about his interview experience. There is a lot of rationale involved behind each and everything that is written in law. So if you don't have an idea about it, people will not rely on the kind of advice or the kind of justification that you give in support of your answers.
And just to add on to that, I think a lot of people are scoring good marks on the basis that they are able to mug up more things, learn more things for a period of time. Once you don't understand the crux of what is the rationale behind a particular section, you won't be able to deliver what law firm or industry demands. For example, if I am reading a section on the Companies Act, there's reduction of share capital. I read the section by heart. I just mug up it. I know what is reduction of share capital. When it comes for practical applicability, why I go for reduction of share capital rather than any other mode, alteration of share capital? What is the rationale behind it? Why we go for it? So that would never be able to go through, but you will score, I think 90, 95 in semester examination, but you won't be able to land up. If your aim is to land up at good places, good law firms, I think you should have a rational reason why this thing is to be done, because every investor who's coming on table asks why we are doing this way, why not this way. So I think that is one take. I think all the law students who are pursuing their career in law should build up on this thing rather than just reading law or just mugging up law.
So rote learning won't help you reach the pinnacle of success. You need to know it in depth. And he focused on the why. So why is very crucial. What an average student will do is will try to rote learn and reproduce in the exam. Definitely you will be given marks for that. But guys, we need to understand that there is a difference between what you write in an exam and what is expected out of you in an interview. And that's why we have an interview. I don't think there is any organization that just hires you based upon your good marks. So your applicability of knowledge is something that is useful to the organizations. Your memory per se is not useful for them, even if you have a good memory. That's good to have a good memory.
It's an add-on, but there are a lot of data that are there which you can just search upon. guided upon. If you don't have an applicability mindset, how to apply the resources which the law firm has, there are a lot of commentaries that are available. Lot of now they are coming up with the AI. If you have AI, there's everything in the world. If you can use AI, you know everything. But how to apply that AI to produce a result that is better for a client as well as a company, that requires interpretation of things, how to apply for the same. So being an assistive tool also, you have to be that constantly vigilant throughout a law school. How to apply this in my field.
So since Paras, you have mentioned about the intervention of AI within the legal practice, uh, what has been your experience so far? Were you relying a lot on AI during your internships, and how were you able to use it for your own benefit without compromising on the quality of work? Because I don't think that compromise on quality is something that would be tolerated by such big brands.
Correct. So just to give a picture of AI, how AI is there in legal industry and how I've used it. So there are a lot of AI tools that are there in journal like ChatGPT and Gemini. There are a lot of things are there, but if you look at a very precise version of in legal field, there are a lot of law firms that are actually have as a in-house AI tools that are there. People are using it. People are using, just for example, if I want to summarize some document, lease deed, summarize a lease deed, or convert into a PDF into a Word document. It's very easy for somebody to do an OCR via AI generated assisted tool. I think these are the platforms that can only use as an assisted tool right now. The phase are such that in for legal field, people are looking forward for basic researches. If I know about sections, I can just tell AI to just help me guide through the process. What is the compliance process? Because there enough material that is there on website to some AI to summarize it up. But if you want to go for some routes, how about clients ask that what route should be followed for the purpose of transfer of front to abroad? If I'm asking AI would don't understand the nitty-gritties of what the client commercial wisdom is, what things he's asking for the table. So I think AI won't be able to help you at that scale, which AI is right now. But I'm very sure people will now use AI as a tool, not to assist, but also as an aid also to assist like a person who's sitting next to you. Like I can use AI for people to build up on case laws, read on commentaries. Also, they will grow up to finding roots. But now it's a nascent stage. It will not help you that much in legal industry because they won't be able to find out some relevant cases. I think that would be a clear summary of how AI is there in legal industry.
Plus, if you are giving any kind of legal opinion advice, it is under your name. It's
Correct.
You cannot, the AI cannot be held
Liable.
liable or credible for that particular source. So as of now, he has used it to assist and more in the mechanical nature kind of.
Correct. So summarize any
work.
document if I want to. If not confidential, if there is a public domain, I would rather than search for company CIN for a second, I will just search company CIN. It will search in a second, rather than
Right.
going to the website and then figuring it out what CIN
Yes.
is, and then I will cross verify it. I will enter the CIN in the Google and just get to know what the company's CIN is. So it's better for me to get things done in a seconds, but it will also be very vigilant to cross check it and cross verify.
To put in a single sentence, we can say that it is not a replacement at all,
Correct.
but yes, it is assisting in
Assisting.
few works to make the resource more efficient. And that's the picture today. Definitely, the intelligence is being developed every day. So we cannot comment upon how exactly it will have its intervention in next 2 or 3 years. We all will have to wait for that. So Paras, coming to the next question, uh, did you put some efforts to align your internships, and at what moment you realized that corporate law is something that I wish to pursue, and how did it all happen? Because as a law student, you are introduced to a lot of uh, various kind of laws, whether it is corporate, commercial, constitutional, taxation laws, civil, criminal. You told that your father wanted you to specialize in criminal laws. So when did you figure it out?
So for me, this was way back in 2022, where I was interning in Vedanta Legal, and I got to do some research on company law matter. I also have a background of I did a part of a CS as executive I gave, so I know fairly basics of company law, and I was also from commerce background, so commercial business, understanding the accountancy was a part of thing that I already have before coming to law school. So they give me research on company law, and I have done a bit of research on company law before coming to going for the internships. So that gave me an extra edge. I was not able to do anything on criminal side because I've not done CPC, CRPC, nothing I was having exposure of in the second year. And then what happened that they gave me more research on, dwelt on research of company law because I was able to deliver what he exactly wanted on. There was a case law something on operation risk management, and I was able to give or deliver the result what he wanted. So after second day of my internship, he only gave me company law matters. That gave me an insight that I can just build upon things, because that was the first time I just was able to discover what field I can be exploring at. Because at that point of time, criminal law was not there for me to study as a subject, rather not company, but because of my practical experience, I got to know how company works, how company law is, what is operation risk management, and things panned out.
Paras, the next question to you is, suppose I am a law student with no references, no strong background, but I am zealous to pursue my internship at the places where you have done your internships. So, what can I do to fetch an internship at SAM, Ketan, AZB? What can I do?
So first, I think I would just give a basic about how things are panned out in case of tier one law firms. That technically, if you want to enter into an internship policy of the tier one law firm, it will technically be around 6 to 8 months you have to apply prior to the month which you want to intern them with, and post that they will. Sam has the policy of filling out a survey or kind of a internship form, which has a lot of questions. Once you are filled questions, CAM also has the same thing. Once you fill out the same things, they will just, their HR will revert back to you via mail. They'll confirm the slot. Technically, in case of SAM, they offer 21 days. The physical policy is that after 21 days, they will give you an extension for physical internships. And Ketan has, I think Ketan also follows the same thing. They have for a month, they have the internship. And for the interesting thing about Ketan was that in case of Ketan, you're interning, they have a one-time policy where once you intern with Ketan, they will find you good enough to eligible for getting a PPO. They will shortlist you after doing one internship itself, and they will select you for a kind of a internship, post internship, for a PPO interview. Once you crack the interview, you will be able to fetch a good job in Ketan itself. And mostly, if you have a good campus cell, they will help you out getting opportunity and be there and get a good tier one internships. If you're applying through one, the period duration would be around 6 to 8 months prior to apply for getting internships, and random follow-ups are being required.
The catch here is you will have to apply pretty much in advance, 6 to 8 months. It doesn't work like next month I need a internship and I start applying now with a lot of follow-ups and reminders. That is not required. Please follow the process or the policy that the firm has adopted, whether it is filling off the detailed survey forms, the application form, you will have to follow the process. And if you are having a placement cell at your university, at your campus, please be connected and try to figure out how they can help you in this entire journey. Very well. Paras, any quick piece of advice for your juniors or anyone who is watching this? Imagine someone in the first year of law school watching this, someone who is thinking about pursuing law as a career is watching this. So what piece of advice would you like to give from your journey of 4.5 years now?
So we'll divide in two phases. The first would be if a person is in first and second year of the law school, I would just tell them to be not to be relying on the part of YouTube or other materials that are there, short notes. Be thorough with the concepts, construct that are there in law, rather than just mugging it up. You just have to be thorough in the first, second year of your law school. That I have to be a person who knows why, where of any law sections that are there. Don't be a person who just want to be a good scorer, be a good ranker, would have a good CG at place. I think there are a lot of people in our university as well who have good CG but are still struggling to get a job. So it's not the whole and sole parameter for a person to judge whether a person would be eligible to get placed as CGPA. It's not. So if it now digress to second part, if a person wants to enter into law profession, or a person wants to pursue law as a career, I think the basic structure would be for you to just read more on why you want to do law. If you're not able to think of as yourself as a lawyer for a first thought, or a person who can survive in the industry, because the practical thing is that law requires at least 10 to 12 hours of hard work. After the profession and in profession, if you enter as a associate in a law firm, I think technically you would be requiring in and out from door to door. I think you would require 15 to 16 hours of hard work every day. If you're not kind of that person who can build up on yourself and be there when that firm requires you, I think you won't be able to survive in a tier one or any law firm whatsoever matter, because it's a profession which requires a lot from your physical efforts, mental efforts, as well as you have to be that a person that who knows how law works. Basic things you should build up before coming for a law school. I think these all things has to be there when a person is looking forward to do law.
So this is coming out of 4.5 years of churning that Paras has done, and he has been very candid. I'm thankful for that. People don't speak up that 10, 12 hours of effort is required. It is very easy for someone like him to say that I have enjoyed all my days. Yes, he has enjoyed his campus life, but at the same time, he has never compromised when it came to the quality of concepts, the quality of knowledge that he possesses, and that will take number of hours also, no matter how smart you are. And rightly mentioned, 10, 12, 15 years journey into becoming exceptionally good to be called as an expert or even an authority over a subject. If that is your goal, then sorry, there are no shortcuts for that. To sum it up in a single word, a lot of perseverance is required to do all of it. So we had a lot of serious discussion till now, Paras. Anything apart from work that you cherish while recalling, whether it is in respect to your campus life or your internship days, the fun side. Now we wish to know the fun side of Paras.
So I have a lot of stories to share. I think in my campus, I've not stayed in campus hostel. So I have been there. I think I've not touched untouched any places of Uttarakhand per se. I've explored in my 4 or 5 years. I've been to every places with my friends. My friends are super chill. I just be with them. I would just love to travel to new places, and I have been to whatsoever new places that I've trekked a lot. Apart from my studies, I think I have invested equal time with a person who is not able to who is not able to make through a mark, or who has not achieved a job. I think there's no parameter to judge whether a person is will only be able to get a job if is consistently putting his efforts to studies, not enjoying his personal life. That is not the way to get a job. I think I have been there, enjoyed my each and every day. Apart from my even in examination time, I have been there through and through night with my friends, studying with them, enjoyed my life. And so that's I have just sum up. I have lived the best life in Uttarakhand, being in campus. I think that is to sum up my journey.
So holistic personality is required. You are not required to be a bookworm.
Correct.
Definitely read a lot of reading and research is crucial for this profession, but at the same time, get a life.
I believe that there's kind of things that are called thrusters in life. Uh, like if you spend 30 minutes in studies, if you spend 10 minutes with your friends, it gives you another thrusters to build up for another 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes. But if you're consistently there in books and not able to give your time for personal life, this time is never going to come back. I say to my juniors as well that if you're in first year, try to explore yourself, be there when your friend need them, help others. Just try to be there when a person is going for outing. Don't miss yourself, because things are such that in profession, when you enter into profession, you won't get much time to be there with your friends and family. So it gives me a thruster that my 5 years were best. So it gives me thrusters for another 2 years that I have to be there and build up on my career, rather than sitting idle and thinking I have never lived my life. My 4 years was so traumatizing for me that I've given 10 hours with studies. So you have to build up your personality in such a way that for rest of your 2 3 years in career, it's very fruitful for you, rather than regretting it in future.
A very great insight. Grow as an entire human, and profession is a part of it, very crucial part of it. But yes, there are other elements. You should also build some good relations, whether in terms of friendship or professional relations through your internships. Paras, we can see that a lot of reliance is given towards the quality of knowledge. We were discussing about knowing the rationale behind the provisions, the judgments. But apart from being strong on your domain knowledge can be in respect to your specialization, corporate, commercial. Apart from that, what do you feel is the role of soft skills when it comes to cracking an internship or a job, or even uh, on a general day at work? How efficient uh, you are perceived when you are stronger in your softer skills as well?
Correct. So I believe people are now putting more pressure on their education knowledge, academic skills, reading statute. They're not looking part on the soft skills. I think majorly if you know how to present and articulate your thought, you're the best person to convince somebody for something. Looking 2 years down the line as my profession, I have to convince my kind of a person whom I'm reporting to that my work or my thought process, my things align with the objective which firm wants to achieve. That can only becomes that only can come through what how can I convince somebody. If I don't know how to convince you for listening to me, I'm a person who has, even if I have 100% of knowledge, I'm not person who is worth enough, because I'm not to deliver what I want to deliver. If I look 10 years down the line, no client, no in an industry knows the law. If you're not able to uh, have a soft skill to deliver what you want to convey to a client, that client would never be happy. Will never able to sustain with the client, because if you know how to communicate, how to bridge a gap between a person who's not nothing about law and a person who has a lot of knowledge of law, there's a kind of a challenge that comes in between. How to draw a line that he can also understand the point which you want to deliver, and a person who has no knowledge, or who has person who has a vast of knowledge. So that will only come through your life when you know how to deliver things up, how to articulate your thought in a structured manner so that other person can also interpret in a basic layman language. So I think soft skills are basically kind of a ignition to what all things you have read. It's kind of ignition to what all thoughts you have. If you cannot ignite yourself, there's nothing point of sustaining a life.
Great analogy that it's the ignition, the softer skills. Paras, what efforts have you made in your journey to specifically work on your softer skills? And there's a reason I'm asking this. A lot of students travel from tier 2, tier 3 cities and then find it challenging at times when, even in the very first class, though they
Correct.
are having the time to
Correct.
improvise and grow. What all can they do in their journey? How can they stay motivated to uplift on this particular parameter?
So I tell you my story. Before coming to law school, I was also a person who was never able to speak in public. Was very afraid of giving a kind of a lecture in class, even kind of giving presentation. The first thing I imbibed when I came to college was that I know that I have to be a lawyer, whether corporate or criminal side. I never knew that for the first year. So I knew for a fact that I have to build up on more literary skills. So a basic exercise that I was to do, that any person who was to ask, I start asking questions. The first person who's in the first year should do that, he should never shy off in asking questions, because he know then how to articulate the question. The first thing he know how to ask somebody what I want to ask. If you don't know that what question I have and you're not able to articulate, that gives fallback on you, okay, whether I should not ask anything apart from that. So second, what I think is to, every time there is kind of internals that used to happen, the two things that are there in presentation or research paper. I choose for presentation. And that was my internal thing that has to be there, because I want to first build up my thing before a bunch of 50 people who I know, and post that for my 4 years, I have 3 years. Today, I think day before yesterday, I gave a presentation. So till today, I just build up this thinking that I want to give a presentation, because that gives me a sense of confidence when I can speak in front of 50 people. I can speak in any interview, any kind of setup, whichever I want to be. But that has to be a kind of conscious call that I took from my first year, that I have to choose a presentation over my kind of internals and research paper. That gave me sense, and also the lot of oratory competition that are there in law school. People can participate in mode code competitions, ADR, but that mostly happens. Not in a repetitive way. It takes once or twice in a year. But if a person who's willing to build up this thing has to go through the process called self-actualization, that first I have to realize that I can't speak, and then build up on taking exercise that I have to do presentation rather than the research. So small things that I have done to build my soft skill on this side of it.
I can recall a quote that I read later, that self awareness is the beginning of all the wisdom. So, once you are aware that this is an area where I wish to improve, please start working on that. And whatever Paras has said, to put it in a single word, is show up.
Correct.
Show up every time, whether it is a class presentation, whether it is a group discussion, whether it is a competition, irrespective, national, international, or even just at your college level. Please show up, do it again and again. And it's not that difficult, but you are required to be consistent in your efforts. Thank you so much, Paras, for sharing your journey. I hope somewhere it will benefit someone. And we wish you all the best for the upcoming years. And I am pretty sure that not just 50, he is ready for delivering a speech or igniting 500, 5,000, or maybe more masses than that. Right? Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot for inviting me here. And I also got an experience to how to share things in a podcast. So it was also learning for me.
So gratitude is again something we can learn from Paras. Thank you so much, Paras. Thank you.